Hey, welcome back. In the previous video, we discussed why we need an item state enum variable. So in this video, we're going to create one. So we can basically copy this declaration for the item rarity enum and we can paste it underneath, and instead we can rename this item state. So it's going to be item state. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete all but the first entry and of course the max one, and we're going to call the max enum constant EIS max. And for the first one, we'll call this EIS pickup. And the display name will be pickup. So that will be for the pickup state. Next, we'll need our equip interping state. So let's call this equip interping. And display name will have equip interping. Let's copy this and add another constant. And we'll call this one picked up. Picked up. And the display name will be picked up. Next, we'll have our equipped state. So we'll call this EIS equipped, and we'll call the display name equipped. And finally, we will have our falling state. So this will be called EIS falling, and the display name will say falling. So this defines our item state enum. Now we just need a variable for the item state. So we can go down into our private section. And down here at the bottom, we're going to create the item state variable. So item state, and it's going to be called item state. Now this will be a uProperty, and this should be set from C++ based on game events. So we're going to make this visible anywhere. We'll make it blueprint read only, and we'll give this the category of item properties and our allow private access meta specifier. And for the comment here, we'll say state of the item. And let's give this a default value. Let's go up to the constructor, and we're going to say item state and give it the value item state, and the default value should be EIS pickup. So all items will start in the pickup state, and it's our responsibility to set those based on the item. So if it's going to be dragged into the world, well, that's fine. It's going to be on the ground, that's the pickup state. But if we're spawning a weapon and we're equipping it, we're going to have to set that item state to equipped. So we can take care of that right now by going to shooter character and finding our equip function. It's called equip weapon. And as soon as we start this equip weapon function, we check to see if weapon to equip is valid. Then we perform all this stuff that results in our equipped weapon being set to weapon to equip. Once that's the case, we can then set our equipped weapon to have its item state be the equipped state. Now the item state variable is private, which means we need to add a public setter for item state. And while we're at it, we might as well add a public getter as well. So let's do that. Let's make a force inline, and we'll make the getter first. So it's going to return item state, and this is going to be called get item state. It's going to be const, and it's just going to return item state. Simple enough. Next, we'll make our setter. So this will also be force inline. And this will be a void function, and it's going to be called set item state. And it's going to take an item state. We'll call this state. And what this will do is simply set item state equal to state. So now we have a public setter, which means in shooterCharacter.cpp, after we've equipped the weapon, we can set this item to have the equipped state. So we're going to say equipped weapon set item state, and we'll set it to the item state called EIS equipped. So as soon as we spawn it and equip it, we then set its item state to equipped. Okay, so that takes care of creating our item state variable. We've created this enum with all these different states corresponding to what the item is doing in the game at the time. Now, in the next video, we're going to take care of some of the other things associated with items being in different states, the most important of which would be the collision presets. We need to set the collision presets of an item as we're changing the item's state. So we'll take care of that in the next video.